Before I started studying, I was actually a qualified lawyer, and I decided to go back into academia. In private practice for lawyers, we don't get the opportunity to really take apart a legal issue academically like this, so this time is really valuable to me.
The reason I chose to do my PhD here at the University of Aberdeen is my area of research is really, really unique, and I didn't think there would be any other place that would be most suitable for that kind of depth of research that would require some level of expertise.
They offered the Alphington Scholarship here, and it was in the area that I research, Scots criminal law. So I applied for that, and here we are a year and a half in.
An average day for me begins with getting my son to nursery, and fortunately there's a nursery on campus, so that has been a huge support for me. The school itself and the PhD program has very good ways of helping you keep a certain momentum in your research. So in the first year, we go through a core skills class, and that kind of gives you the momentum to think about your structure.
You're talking of a PhD research as the highest level of independent research. The relationship between a student and a supervisor is really, really important. Unfortunately, I've got a very good relationship with mine.
I think they're amazing. Might be a bit biased, but I think they're amazing. I think I've never really been treated like a student here. They treat me like a colleague. You feel part of a community within the law school, and I think that matters a lot.
I think it's a very good arrangement to have all the PhDs in one block with different offices. When you get to the common room and you speak to people, although the person may not be working in your area, you may get certain inspirations.
On campus, we have Taylor Library, which is the dedicated law library, which is an excellent resource, especially if you're needing to work with hard copy materials. Then we also have the amazing facility that is the Sir Duncan Rice Library.
In the special collections, they have, for example, Privy Council records that you can kind of pull off the shelf and then flip through. It can be quite nice to get out of modern books or even online books and go back to the old books on a desk.
If I am in the university and I'm trying to work on an idea and I honestly can't get anything to write, I wouldn't hesitate to take a walk. It's a lovely campus, go grab a coffee with some friends, or I would walk up to the 7th floor of the Sir Duncan Rice Library, do absolutely nothing. When you take a few steps back from your research, it even gives you a better opportunity and a clearer view of what exactly you want to see.
One of the things you always get with PhD or researchers is they say, well, I've been doing this all day and I can't sleep or I can't go to bed until I finish that one area. I think with teaching it breaks it up for me, but I think also too, if I don't get a swim in, I have a tendency to not be in the best mood. So I quite like that the sports village is close, but it's also quite reasonable in affordability.
My plan after the PhD is to go back to Nigeria because I'm being sponsored by the Nigerian government. I teach at the Faculty of Law, University of Nigeria, and that is where I'll go back.
What I would like to get out of my PhD is to perhaps move abroad to work internationally. One restriction in the law is that you're qualified into a certain jurisdiction. If you then have a master's or PhD, employability abroad is greater.
As a lawyer, I thought I would be going back to the courtroom and having arguments, which was something I didn't really fancy. Academia is something I really have fallen in love with. So I love teaching, I love research, and I love presentations, going for conferences. So we're at that stage where we're discussing what's the next step. I'm already in the process of applying for lectureship jobs and hopefully, fingers crossed, I might land a role soon.